I now move to the open debate. Speeches of up to 5 minutes, please. Little tight for time now. Christina McKelvie, followed by Brian Whittle, please.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. Can I add my sincerest condolences to Joe and the family and the friends of Gordon Aikman. I offer these mere words, Presiding Officer, as a comfort to Joe and those who have loved Gordon, as a daughter who has loved and lost someone dear to me to motor neuron disease. No words can ever express enough the depth of our grief, but please know that they are words filled with experience of a family who faced every day with the knowledge that this terrible disease has taken our loved one. My family share that grief with Gordon and his friends. Presiding Officer, the Chamber is mostly familiar with my own MND story. At the age of 9, I was faced with the reality that my big, strong, funny, talented singer of a dad, an iron moulder to trade, had a terminal illness. He was 45 years old. My mum was 37, and there was 4 of us kids in the house. The immediate impact was drastic. My dad, after a short period, had to give up work. He was the breadwinner in our house, as my mum in those days had to give up work when she had her kids. My family went through a whole range of emotions: loss, anger, fear, anxiety, and of course heartbreak. And the benefit system then, as it is now, was almost impenetrable. With our family losing a significant level of income, my mum went to work at night and we looked after our dad when she was at work. Presiding Officer, what a difference, what a huge difference a fast-tracked benefit system would have made to my family and at that very difficult time. And I have campaigned alongside Gordon and others in MND Scotland for such a fast-track system. So to hear those words today are amazing. In these difficult times, the last thing a family needs is to spend those last precious days fighting for the dignity of having enough to live on. So automatic lifelong awards can make a huge difference to that family, and I would urge this government to make sure that this is realised when the benefits that they will have devolved to this place comes here. Presiding Officer, the most amazing inspirational work of the Ewan MacDonald Research Centre with Professor Chandran and his inspiring team bring us new and exciting breakthroughs, not just in the scientific field, but with the better care of people with MND. That better care needs delivered by MND qualified nurses, and the Scottish Government's commitment to funding these nurses is very welcome indeed. But please don't just stop at doubling them. Please think about training more. Listen to Kezia Dugdale's words when she talked about the value of an MND nurse. One of the other aspects of MND is to lose your voice. It's a huge part of your personality and it's a huge blow. And I have never been prouder of this place when we enabled the voice bank to be housed here, supposedly only for a month, but there were so many names came forward that was here for 4 months because there's so many different voices in this place. And we all like to hear the sound of our own voice. But the benefit that gives to someone who's losing their voice is insurmountable. So when it comes to scientific research, we need to have the best and most creative minds working together in advance to understand and eventually to cure this horrible disease. That's why the Scottish Government's funded PhD places in the fellowship programme are so important. The more minds working on this, the bigger chance for a cure. And Gordon Aikman Scholarship just adds brilliantly to this aim. Finally, Presiding Officer, let me talk a bit more about Gordon and the many inspiring people I know campaigning every day for MND Scotland. What Gordon brought us was hope. Hope is a very powerful motivator. It can move mountains, but more so, importantly, it can move hearts. It moved my family to walk on fire, abseil off buildings, take ice bucket challenge, and many, many more people in here. And it can move people to do amazing things in order to raise those funds. Hope, Presiding Officer, can always push people that wee bit harder, and I believe that actually we have moved this government to make some changes, transformational changes to the lives, some very short, some only 14 months, for people with MND will make those last precious days they have with their families filled with love and a quality time rather than worry and despair. That's Gordon Aikman's legacy, Presiding Officer. It's hope. It's hope for the people with MND. It's hope for the families supporting them. It's hope for my family, Joe and Gordon's family, who are left behind to carry on the fight to find a cure, to make nursing care better and to ensure people have financial dignity. Presiding Officer, as I said, hope can move mountains. All we have to do is move a government, and we've pushed them in the right direction. So I ask this government, in memory of Gordon Aikman, all of our loved ones that we have lost to MND, that you, our government, are moved to take those actions.
Thank you very much. Call Brian Whittle, to be followed by Marie Todd. Mr Whittle, please.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm glad to have the opportunity